AIBC Sigma Eurasia 2024 in Dubai, day one. Astrid Safarian is here at Sigma Media Lounge. Now let me introduce my guest. Paula Tavangar, an entrepreneur and leader in fintech, blockchain, and quantitative finance, now serves as partner and chief investment officer in Injaz Capital. Welcome to Sigma Eurasia, and thank you for taking your time to have this interview with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Paula, for those who don't know you yet, can you please tell us a bit more about you and your background?
Absolutely. I can say that my whole professional career had been focused around finance and mainly on the buy side. I have been an active trader and more focused on derivatives early on in my career, and then later on a bit more of cross-asset management. And for the last 2 years, I have been focusing more on venture capital, specifically in the MENA region, and that's also why I'm here today to speak on a panel about the VC landscape.
Okay, although you're specialized in many different industries, but let's really talk about the venture capital in MENA region.
Sure, thank you. Well, despite I seem to be specialized in many things, I think that always finance revolves around the same thing. It's always the profitability, the business model, and always analyzing the business to see if it will be viable long term, and the economic conditions, of course. So bringing that to venture capital, I think that we're very, very lucky to be based out of Dubai, like the very center point of the whole region, because a lot of exciting things are happening. If we look at the venture capital globally, it was a tough year, 2023. We reached around 5-year lows in terms of deal flow. Significantly, the overall deal volume also decreased. And this is due to multiple factors, like we could say definitely macroeconomic factors as well as geopolitical. And also there is a big concern about valuations overall. This is both in the public markets, but it's interesting that the public and the private markets quite diverged in this year. And while we were seeing the public markets still rallying, especially the tech with these high valuations, on the contrary, the private markets were pretty much squeezed, and especially the early stage funding pretty much dried up. But still, regardless of that, we had few mega deals that happened, above $1 billion, all of them, of course, in US, and all of them in AI, which tells a lot. But then in the region, I started by saying that we're very lucky being here, because here the demand and supply are driven by completely different factors. And I think that the government here plays a major role. And of course, in the MENA region, the leaders are UAE and Saudi Arabia, and both governments had been putting immense efforts in two directions. One is to bring startups from abroad to establish here, and the second one is to fund and flourish the startups that are locally founded. So this made a massive difference. For the last year, I think just Saudi Arabia deployed around $1.4 billion in venture funding. And also they have different financing programs in terms of loan guarantees, very innovative programs. So the startups are really flourishing there, and specifically, and this drives the overall growth of the region.
Paula, it's already your 8th year in Dubai. So how did coming to Dubai change your mindset and business behavior? Because as we know, wherever we settle, we have to automatically adjust and start to get in the routine. So how it changed your mindset and business behavior?
That's a tough question. It has been a long time ago. I think my first year was very difficult here. I'm from Turkey, so I was assuming that coming here would be relatively similar in terms of culture compared to, let's say, going to the UK or US or Singapore. But I was not expected what I was faced with. Probably the majority of people know that Dubai is mainly an expat community. So you come across such different cultures, such different people, even in the workplace, like the 5 people you work with, every single person comes from different background. And initially it's very challenging and stressful and scary. I'm not going to lie. It was a difficult first year for me. And then slowly you start adjusting, you start making friends, you start making business partnerships. But again, as I'm saying, I'm feeling so happy and lucky to be here because it's the perfect foundation that gives you access to everything happening in the region.
You started taking part in speaking events starting from 2019, am I right? Or well, I investigated about you, yeah. So, and I know that you will be also among Sigma Eurasia speakers. So, what will be your topic and what you're currently working on?
Currently, we are, as you mentioned in the beginning, I'm a partner and the chief investment officer of Injaz Capital. So at the moment, we're focused more on the public markets and also private equity, and hopefully later in the year also more focused on venture capital. So that's, I would say that this is my area of expertise, and usually I talk on panels related to investments and specifically to our MENA region.
Paula, being involved in so many business areas, and I mean, being a multi-specialized woman, also keeping sustainability in your personal life as well, which is very important for every woman I know. There can be very tough situations, there can be very challenging periods of life. So how you deal with your disappointment and failures?
Oh, in these terms, I can say that again, I'm very, very lucky because I have a great family. And coming back to the previous question, was it difficult to move to Dubai? I think that the one thing that made it really good for me is that my family is here and I'm married. So I have a very neat, tight family. And we support each other a lot. So I think that this makes a massive difference. And at the end of the day, you know, when we all fail, we have tough moments. I had them, like else than me working as an investment professional. I had some also businesses on the side in the fintech industry. And of course, you go through the ups and downs. And I think that if I didn't have my family next to me, I would probably go back home. So yeah, I think that's it. And of course, friends.
Yeah, and also taking lessons from your failures is just like winning. Yeah. Paula, thank you very much for sharing your thoughts with us. Thank you for taking your time to have this interview with us. It was a pleasure having you here. We wish you a productive week ahead. I wish you good luck on the conferences as well, and hope to see you next time. Thank you for the interview.
Thank you so much. Thanks.